Welcome. Today, we explore a profound concept: how the veil of ignorance obscures our perception of reality. This veil is not a physical curtain but a metaphorical one, affecting how we see the world, interact with others, and understand ourselves. By addressing this, we can clear distortions and embrace a truer vision of our existence. Let's start by understanding what the veil of ignorance is. Imagine you are born with a set of filters over your eyes, influenced by your culture, family, personal experiences, and inherent biases. These filters skew your view of reality, sometimes subtly, other times drastically. The veil of ignorance is this layering of preconceptions and predetermined beliefs that prevent us from seeing things as they truly are. Why is it crucial to recognize this veil? Because it shapes everything in our lives: our relationships, our values, our decisions. Without realizing it, we often make choices based on distorted perceptions. This can lead us away from truth and harmony, both within ourselves and with the world around us. Let's consider how this veil forms. From the moment of birth, we are immersed in a society that begins to mold our viewpoints. Our families, friends, educational systems, and media all play roles in crafting our perceptions. These influences are so pervasive yet subtle that we seldom question their validity. However, these acquired views are not necessarily aligned with true understanding or reality. Now, think about how this applies to your interactions with others. How often do you find yourself judging someone based on preconceived notions? Perhaps these judgments are based on their appearance, the way they speak, or where they come from. This is the veil in action. It filters and alters your perception before you even have a chance to truly know the person.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
To begin lifting this veil, we need to first acknowledge its existence. Recognizing that our perceptions are filtered allows us to question them. This questioning is the first step towards clearer vision. For instance, when you meet someone new, instead of categorizing them based on initial impressions or societal stereotypes, you might instead focus on understanding them as a unique individual. What drives them? What challenges have they faced? This approach doesn't just broaden your perspective, it deepens your connections with others. Moreover, the veil of ignorance extends beyond interpersonal relationships. It affects our self-perception. How do you see yourself? Are your self-assessments shaped by your achievements, failures, or the opinions of others? Often, we are harsh judges of ourselves, guided by unrealistic standards set by society. This self-judgment can be a component of the veil, distorting our self-image and impacting our self-esteem and decision-making. To address this, you might start by assessing the beliefs you hold about yourself. Which of these are truly yours, and which have been imposed by external influences? By identifying and challenging these imposed beliefs, you gradually begin to remove layers of the veil, revealing a clearer picture of your true self. Another aspect to consider is how the veil affects our understanding of the world at large. Our worldview is often shaped by the dominant narratives provided by our cultures and the media. These narratives can simplify complex issues, leading to a black and white mentality. How often do you accept popular opinion as fact without investigating further? This uncritical acceptance can reinforce the veil, limiting our understanding and preventing us from seeing the full spectrum of reality. To combat this, it becomes essential to cultivate critical thinking and curiosity. Question the prevalent narratives. Seek out diverse sources of information. Engage with perspectives that challenge your own. This not only provides a more rounded understanding of the world, but also helps in recognizing and questioning the biases and filters that constitute your veil. As we progress, remember that the journey towards unobscured perception is ongoing. It requires continuous effort and mindfulness. Each step in questioning our beliefs, understanding others without prejudice, and critically engaging with the world helps in lifting the veil a bit more. Now let us reflect on a profound question. What deeply held belief have you never questioned? And how might your life change if you saw it in a new light? Continuing our exploration of the veil of ignorance and its impact on our perception of reality, let's delve deeper into the practical aspects of dissolving this veil. By focusing on mindfulness, compassion, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge, we can begin to peel back the layers that cloud our true understanding. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in this journey. It involves being present and fully engaged with the current moment, without interpretation or judgment influenced by the past or expectations of the future. When practiced regularly, mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings objectively. It acts as a mirror, reflecting the nature of your mind and the myriad ways the veil influences your perceptions. For instance, consider how often your mind jumps to conclusions during a conversation. Perhaps you're listening to someone, but instead of truly hearing their words, you're already formulating your response or judgment. This is the veil at work, filtering the experience through your biases and past experiences. Mindfulness teaches you to notice this happening. It invites you to return to the moment, to listen openly and respond authentically, rather than reactively. Practicing this in daily interactions, you may start to notice a shift. Conversations might become more meaningful, and your relationships might deepen because you are truly engaging with others as they are, not as you perceive them to be. Next, let's consider compassion, both towards others and towards oneself. Compassion involves recognizing the suffering of others and taking steps to alleviate it. However, it also requires an understanding that everyone's actions are influenced by their own veils of ignorance. When someone acts in a way that you don't understand or agree with, it can be helpful to consider what veil they might be looking through. What beliefs or biases are influencing their behavior? This perspective doesn't excuse harmful actions, but provides a context that can lead to greater empathy and less conflict. Compassion towards oneself is equally important. Often, we are our own harshest critics, and the standards we use to judge ourselves are filtered through societal expectations and internalized beliefs. By applying compassion internally, you begin to question these harsh judgments. Ask yourself, is this self-criticism true, or is it a distortion caused by the veil? This inquiry can help you develop a kinder and more accurate self-view. Now, let's turn our attention to the pursuit of knowledge, which is crucial in lifting the veil of ignorance. Knowledge here refers not just to gathering information, but to deeply understanding and integrating that information into our worldview. It involves an openness to learning new things and the humility to revise our opinions when faced with new evidence. Consider how you approach learning about a topic that affects you or your community. Do you seek out information from diverse sources, or do you rely on familiar channels that likely reinforce your existing beliefs? The latter can strengthen the veil, embedding you deeper within your comfort zone. Challenging yourself to explore unfamiliar perspectives and engage with complex, sometimes uncomfortable information can help in tearing down misconceptions and broadening your understanding. Moreover, in your quest for knowledge, it's vital to engage in discussions with others who might see the world differently. These interactions can be challenging, but they are invaluable, for they shake the foundations of your preconceptions. Every conversation holds the potential to add a thread of new understanding or challenge an old one. Through this tapestry of diverse insights, a clearer picture of reality begins to emerge. As we progress in our journey, a significant question to reflect on is, in what ways might your current understanding of a significant global issue be influenced by the veil of ignorance? How might approaching it with mindfulness, compassion, and a commitment to learning alter your perspective? As we continue to unravel the complex nature of the veil of ignorance, let's shift our focus towards how our perception of reality affects our personal and collective actions. We will examine the role of self-awareness in identifying and overcoming our own biases, the importance of community in challenging our perspectives, and how embracing uncertainty can lead to a deeper understanding of truth. Self-awareness is a critical component in recognizing the veil of ignorance. It involves an honest evaluation of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. By becoming more self-aware, we can start to see the patterns in our thinking that are influenced by biases and preconceptions. For example, if you notice that you often react defensively to certain topics, this might indicate a deep-seated belief that is clouding your perception. By acknowledging this, you can begin to question why you hold that belief and whether it aligns with your true values or is simply a product of the veil. Developing self-awareness often requires us to step back and observe our mental processes as if from a distance. Meditation and reflective practices can be helpful tools in this endeavor. They allow you to slow down and watch your thoughts without attachment, giving you the chance to see how your inner narrative shapes your understanding of reality. Beyond individual practices, the community plays a vital role in helping us see beyond our veils. Engaging with a diverse group of people exposes us to different ways of thinking and living, which can challenge and expand our own perspectives. Community interactions provide real-world opportunities to practice empathy and understanding, as we encounter viewpoints that contradict our own. Consider a time when a discussion with someone offered a completely different perspective on an issue you thought you understood. How did that interaction affect your view? Often these experiences can be transformative, revealing the limitations of our previous understanding and encouraging us to adopt a more inclusive outlook. Moreover, embracing uncertainty is another crucial step towards lifting the veil of ignorance. Many of us are uncomfortable with uncertainty and tend to cling to familiar beliefs and patterns, even when they are misguided. However, acknowledging that we don't have all the answers opens us to new learning and growth opportunities. It encourages us to question, to explore, and to remain open to changing our minds in light of new evidence. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean living in perpetual doubt, but rather acknowledging the complexity of life and our limited understanding of it. This approach fosters a humble attitude towards knowledge and an eagerness to learn, which are essential for personal and spiritual growth. Now, consider how your life might be different if you approached every day with the assumption that you could learn something new from everyone you meet. How would this change the way you interact with others, the questions you ask, the information you seek? Finally, as we consider our individual journeys in overcoming the veil of ignorance, we must also think about how these personal transformations impact the collective. Each step we take towards greater understanding and clarity not only benefits us as individuals, but also enhances our contributions to society. By fostering environments where questioning and open dialogue are encouraged, we help create a more conscious and reflective community. As we prepare to explore the final segment of our journey, reflect on this. How do your personal beliefs and biases influence your contributions to your community? And how might challenging these beliefs lead to more meaningful and impactful engagements? As we embark on the final segment of our exploration of the veil of ignorance, let's focus on the broader implications of our personal transformations and how they extend into societal change. This involves understanding the interplay between individual awareness and collective action, and highlighting the importance of fostering environments that promote critical thinking and inclusivity, the ripple effects of individual change. Every individual's journey to lift their own veil of ignorance has ripple effects within their immediate circles, families, friends, workplaces, and communities. When one person begins to challenge their preconceptions and biases, it not only transforms their personal interactions, but also sets a precedent for others. This can create a culture of openness and curiosity where more people are encouraged to question, learn, and grow. For example, in a work environment, if one team member starts advocating for considering diverse perspectives in decision-making, it may encourage others to recognize and address their unconscious biases. This can lead to more equitable and creative outcomes, benefiting the entire organization, building communities of critical thinking. The transformation from a veil-covered perception to a more clear-sighted view of reality is greatly facilitated by the community environments we cultivate. Communities that value and promote critical thinking, empathy, and inclusivity are better equipped to challenge the collective veils that obscure truth. Educational systems play a crucial role here. Schools and universities that encourage critical inquiry and teach students to evaluate information critically help cultivate a generation that can think independently and resist manipulation. Similarly, workplaces that prioritize continuous learning and openness to change can help employees shed their veils and contribute more effectively. Inclusivity and diversity are not just ethical imperatives, but practical necessities in overcoming societal veils of ignorance. Diverse communities bring multiple perspectives to the table, making it harder for any single narrow viewpoint to dominate. This diversity of thought challenges stereotypes and promotes a more nuanced understanding of complex issues. Consider, for instance, the impact of diverse representation in media. When people see and hear stories from various cultures, genders, and socioeconomic backgrounds, it challenges monolithic narratives and enriches everyone's understanding of the world. Just as individuals benefit from self-reflection, societies also need to engage in collective reflection to identify and address the veils that affect them. This can be achieved through public discourse, art, literature, and policymaking that encourage examination of national histories, social policies, and cultural norms. For instance, national discussions about historical injustices can help a society recognize the biases embedded in its collective consciousness, paving the way for reconciliation and more informed future policymaking. As we conclude our exploration, it's clear that overcoming the veil of ignorance is not merely an individual pursuit, but a collective endeavor. Each step we take towards greater understanding not only improves our own lives, but also makes our societies more just, empathetic, and resilient. Take a moment to reflect on your own life and community. Identify one area where the veil of ignorance might be influencing your or your community's decisions and actions. Consider what steps you can take to address this, whether it's through educating yourself and others, fostering open dialogues, or advocating for systemic change. As we move forward, remember that the journey towards a clearer perception is ongoing and fraught with challenges. Yet each effort, no matter how small, contributes to a larger wave of transformation that can eventually lead to a more enlightened and compassionate world.